Hey guys, it is your girl Jade Ashley, and I want to welcome you back to an all new video of When the Beat Drops. And like always, I'm here to give you my 5 hottest beats in music of this week. So of course, you gotta stay tuned for more. Okay guys, so let's dive into this week's beats. So my first beat of this week, I am super excited to speak about this. When it's new music, and I actually love the new music, I'm just so excited to talk about it. So my first beat of this week, I have to talk about Miss K Michelle. She has another new record called The Rain. So the last time I talked about her was probably like 2 videos ago, which was at the beginning of this month, where she dropped her record Super Hood featuring Young Miami and Cash Doll, and I told y'all it was alright, it was okay, but I wasn't really feeling it like that. And the K Michelle I know and love, like I know she had something in the vault, like that's what I said the last video, or the last video I talked about her, so that was like 2 videos ago, whatever. So I kind of feel like, I'm just probably exaggerating right now, but I definitely kind of feel like, maybe she got a little whiff of what I was saying, or maybe everybody else was saying what I was saying about the record. And when I tell you she hit it, she hit the nail on the head, and she dropped this new record that I'm so feeling. Like I literally listened to it repeatedly after like it dropped. Like I knew it was dropping. 12 o'clock hit. I went straight to Apple Music. I listened to it. I loved it, and the rest is history. And I have a new favorite K Michelle song. So she just dropped her new record called The Rain. Now I actually found out about her dropping this new record through Twitter. So I was just on Twitter one day, and she was just like, oh, thank you to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and New Edition for allowing me to sample this song and this and that. This is the first song that I've ever gotten to pick, as a single in my career, and all of this other stuff. And then she had like the preview of the song. So obviously Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, they did like the whole is it the Any Heartbreak album? Yeah, I think it's the Any Heartbreak album. They produced that album. So obviously one of the most famous songs from that album is Can You Stand the Rain? So I listened to it, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna like this. Just from the preview, I knew I was gonna definitely be feeling the song. But my only question prior to the song coming out was, and I think I might have said this in a previous video, is I always felt like her song Miss You Goodbye, which was on her album Anybody Want to Buy a Heart, the song was about Idris Elba, or one of the songs about Idris Elba on that album, and all this other stuff. That's another one of my favorite K Michelle songs, right? So I always thought that song sample Can You Stand the Rain. And when I used to say it to people, they used to be like, no, I don't hear it. And I'm like, are y'all like deaf? Like, I don't know. I feel like I might be like the only person in the world that might have thought that Miss You Goodbye was sampled Can You Stand the Rain. So then when I seen that she sampled Can You Stand the Rain for this new record, which is called The Rain, I was like, was I wrong this whole time? So I'm definitely gonna link both records below, and I need y'all to hear the songs side by side. Obviously I can't put it in the video because I'll get copyrighted, but I need y'all to listen to both of those songs, and y'all gotta tell me, do y'all hear Can You Stand the Rain and Miss You Goodbye? Because I was always under the impression that she already sampled this song on that album, which was Anybody Want to Buy a Heart. But she has a new album coming out, her 5th studio album, which is All Monsters Are Human. And I think she said that The Rain is the first official record. So I don't know, maybe Super Hood, that the one I wasn't really feeling before, I guess that was just something she was just trying to, just throw out there and release and get out of the way, whatever. And I'm glad she did, because this is it. This is the record. Like literally, I'm in love with it. I'm not G'ing y'all. I'm not just saying like, no, like literally this is my new shit for real. And what I like about it is I'm getting like old K Michelle vibes. I don't know, I might be jumping the gun, but I feel like I'm getting old K Michelle vibes. So like when I heard the record, and then when I seen the music video, I was like that that Jill Scott meme where she was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. God, that's what I'm talking about. That one right there, I was like, yes, K Michelle. So what it was about the video that kind of gave me old K Michelle vibes is that she brought the red wig back. So I was getting Rebellious Soul vibes. I was getting like, what was this? Rebellious Soul was what, 2013? Like, that was just a good time. Like, I remember like just fiending. Me and my friend Bria, I remember we went to her show. We did the meet and greet. We couldn't wait for the album to come out. When she was at 106 in Park promoting the album, we was at 106 in Park watching her. Like, that was just a good time. And like, I always felt like K Michelle never got like her just due, because if my memory serves me correct, she didn't get like a BET award, or she might have got a Soul Train award if I'm not mistaken, but she didn't get a Grammy, none of that. And she's a dope lyricist as far as like her pen game goes. She's a dope vocalist. Like, she releases good music. But I definitely kind of feel like I'm gonna get old K Michelle vibes, I want to say, with this this new album. She got a tour coming up called OSD, which is over some right? So she just, I don't know, it's just something that I feel like I'm getting like the old Kimberly vibes. So The Rain is definitely one of my new favorite songs. Like, when I tell y'all, if y'all don't know, like I said, I'm gonna link it below, because I'm also gonna link Miss You Goodbye below. So y'all definitely have to let me know y'all thoughts on that record for sure, because that is definitely my new shit. But other than that, we're going to move on to my second beat of this week, and I have to talk about the season finale of the Wu-Tang series on Hulu, which is Wu-Tang The American Saga. Now, last week when I talked about my experience at Rolling Loud and stuff like that, and I talked about how like Wu-Tang was the best performance and everything, I kind of let y'all know a little bit that I've been watching the series and stuff. But now that the series is over, I just kind of want to talk about it, because one thing that I did mention before is that I've always been a type of person that loves documentaries, that loves, you know, biopics, all of this other stuff, especially when it comes to music, because I always look at it as a learning opportunity. So like I said, being from New York or knowing like your hip hop history, you know, you learn things about Wu-Tang here and there. But the fact that they put this whole series together, that you get a reenactment, you get more detailed and stuff, and also with me being older now, it's kind of like I see things, or I understand things a little bit more better. So there was like a lot that I learned from this series. And because like the members, you know, are obviously involved in stuff with this series, you know, they have their input in it. So I mean, maybe some things might be a little bit more exaggerated, or some things might not be as exaggerated as it was in real life, but for the most part, you know, it's true to life. And it's just so much that I learned. So like, for example, I think one of the first things I learned from watching this series, now that it's over, I feel like I could talk about it, because you know, you don't want to ruin it for people, because it literally comes out like one it wasn't like you know how like some streaming services, they'll put like the whole series on at one time. So like literally each week you had to wait for a new episode. So it was some of the weeks I was like literally up 12 o'clock in the morning waiting for the new episode to drop, and I would watch it. So like I was saying, one of the first things that I kind of learned was Ghostface and Raekwon didn't like each other. Raekwon tried to kill Ghostface, like literally shot up his house. I didn't know that Ghostface had like brothers that were like I guess the right term would be like disabled and stuff, because they were like both in wheelchairs and everything. But there was something going on between Ghostface and RZA's something going on between Ghostface and RZA's sister. Like, there's just like so much. We got to kind of learn a little bit more background with Davies playing Method Man. You kind of get to learn the difference of his background compared to like the rest of the members and stuff like that. And you know how he used to, like, I think he was like a lacrosse player or something, and you know how he kind of like bounced around, and he used to live with his grandmother. His uncle kind of gave trouble. His uncle was in and out of jail on drugs and all of this other stuff. Like, there was just so much that you just learn. RZA having to he was a drug dealer, but that wasn't necessarily what he wanted to do, but that was how, you know, him and his older brother, they supported the family. And then when his brother went away, he had to, you know, step up. And, you know, he kind of had a difficulty at one point in time with kind of balancing the family business and also, you know, his music and stuff like that. But in the end, it was his talent that took him further. Like, it's just so much, and it was just so good. And I absolutely recommend this series if you didn't see it yet. Like I said, it's on Hulu because the season finale just happened this week. You can obviously see the entire series now. I might just even watch the whole series all over again just so I can watch it like all together as one, because I had to wait like each week. But it's a dope series. I definitely want to say that the last episode from this week gave me life, because that was like the birth of Wu-Tang. Like, there was always bits and pieces. The fact that, you know, all of them could rap, not all of them wanted to rap. Like Ghostface, you know, like he could rap, but he, you know, rather be in the streets and stuff like that. You know, Method Man, all he wanted to do was rap. And then, you know, Rizzo, who was, you know, referred to as Bobby on the show, he was the glue pretty much. He was kind of like, you know, we together, like all of us together is better than all of us separate. So, you know, just that one studio session, and you just see all of them just getting in, and then, you know, they hear one person verse and he was like, nah, I gotta go harder. And just to know that that was the foundation that built what we know as the Wu-Tang Clan, the legendary Wu-Tang Clan. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I said, I would definitely recommend it. A great learning experience, and I'm really hoping, I haven't heard any news, but I'm really hoping that there's a season 2, because Wu-Tang American Saga was definitely one of my favorite shows this year so far, without a doubt. But if you checked it out, definitely comment below and let me know your thoughts on the series. But other than that, we're going to move on to my third beat of this week, and it's going to be a little quick beat, but we just have to send a huge congratulations to Lil Nas X. So his hit single Old Town Road, which is one of the top songs from this year, officially went diamond. Now, this song hasn't even been out for a year yet, which makes it the fastest growing record to ever reach diamond status. And diamond status is actually over 10 million streams, downloads, like units, everything. So congrats to him. Like, the record dropped last year, December 2018, excuse me. And he dropped it independently. And as you know, the song started to gain popularity and stuff this year, momentum. You know, it was this whole little back and forth thing where they took him off the country charts. And then eventually he went #1. He was #1 on Billboard for like 19 weeks, setting a new record. And now he has a new record of becoming the fastest record to ever reach diamond status. So congratulations to him. He had a hell of a year. You know, he dropped his EP this year. And I'm really just hoping that he's able to kind of like get another big record. I know he has his Panini record. The Panini record is doing good, but obviously it hasn't reached, you know, Old Town Road status. But I mean, I feel like he's definitely going on the right direction. First of all, by being himself. Like, he's a unique character, but it's like you love him. So I'm excited to see what he's gonna have in the new year, because he's definitely had a hell of a 2019. And he's definitely on the right track, I should say. So once again, congratulations to Lil Nas X for reaching diamond status for Old Town Road. But other than that, we're going to move on to my fourth beat of this week, and I have to talk about Lizzo. So, you know, when you just doing good and it's just a whole bunch of bullshit that pop up. So pretty much that was the whole situation with Lizzo. So as you guys know, Lizzo, she's currently holding the #1 spot on Billboard, if I'm not mistaken, and she's also breaking records with her hit song Truth Hurts. And with the success of this song, there's like so many people that's coming out of the woodworks claiming that they deserve, you know, writing credit, or Lizzo stole this and that from them. And it's just kind of like, it's so ironic, because we're in 2019 and Truth Hurts dropped in 2017. So when the success of this record just started happening, I think the biggest lesson was to just keep on grinding, just keep on going. People might not understand at the beginning, but eventually they'll pick up. Like I said, 2017 and we're in 2019, and that record is just now, you know, making all of these new heights and stuff or whatever on Billboard and all of this other stuff. So now that this record is successful, is all of these people coming out and saying that they, you know, deserve writing credit. I had read that there was like I guess like these two brothers that claimed you know, they helped write. And honestly, all of this drama over the song is over one line, which is, I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. That one line is causing all of this drama. So that one freaking line got people out here claiming that they need songwriting credit and all of this other stuff. So I know this week Lizzo actually filed a lawsuit against the two brothers. I don't remember their names. It doesn't really matter. But, you know, they had claimed that they deserve writing song credit and all of this other stuff, and pretty much been slandering her name. So she's like suing them. But she did release a statement, and I should have actually screenshotted it before I started this video, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, and we just gonna go on Instagram real quick. We just gonna sit here, search up Lizzo's name, And we're just going to read the statement because I should have had it actually screenshotted and I didn't. But we're on Lizzo's Instagram, so this is what she said in the statement. So pretty much she said, "Hey y'all, as I've shared before, in 2017 while working on the demo, I saw a meme that resonated with me, a meme that made me feel like 100% that bitch. I sang that little line in the demo, and I later used the line in Truth Hurts. The men who claim a piece of Truth Hurts did not help me write any part of the song. They had nothing to do with the line or how I chose to sing it. There was no one in the room when I wrote Truth Hurts except me, Ricky Reed, and my tears. That song is my life, and its words are my truth." So pretty much the guys who's claiming, she's like, they're lying, they had nothing to do with the song. The only person she said that will end up getting songwriting credit is the person who created the meme, who inspired the line with her being 100% that bitch. So that just goes to show that like Biggie said, more money, more problems, more success, more problems, because she has the #1 record and people are coming out of the woodworks claiming that they deserve credit for something. Mind you, this song's been out since 2017. But shout outs to Lizzo. Keep grinding, keep going. She's just like Lil Nas X has had a hell of a year, and she just can't let, this little minor stuff bring her down. But other than that, we're going to move on to my last beat of this week. And my last beat has to be what everyone is talking about right now. And that is Kanye West's new album, Jesus is King. Now, not that I ignore Kanye West, but I don't really kind of feed into a lot of the things that kind of like surround Kanye West for the most part. But we're just gonna go down the list of things as far as like what I've been observing or what we've all seen. So I think the #1 thing that we've all kind of seen with Kanye, definitely within this year alone, is that he has definitely reached a new height, I guess, within his religion, within his spirituality and stuff like that. We see that through his Sunday services. So he's like literally done Sunday services almost all over this country. He actually even went to Jamaica to do a Sunday service last week. And so yeah, he's been, kind of, I guess, spreading the gospel, as he said, through his music. I will say for a fact that this choir that he has, that he travels with, that does the services, they're bomb as hell. Okay, like regardless of how y'all feel about Kanye, y'all talk about how he's doing a cult or whatever. It's so many crazy comments that I see concerning him with his Sunday service, but it's nothing y'all can't say is that his musical talents, his musical geniuses, the people that he put together for his choir to do this whole thing, he's still a shit when it comes to that, because his choir is absolutely amazing. And some people criticize him for this, but he's actually kind of taken like, well-known songs and kind of like remixed them into like gospel songs. So for example, one of the songs that he's kind of like done over and changed it into like a gospel song is Genuine's song So Anxious. So I can't even remember the words right now that he kind of flipped it, but I know for a fact that was definitely one of the songs that he kind of like changed over to like a gospel. So I mean, he's just putting his own little twist on stuff like that. So that's one thing. But aside from that, he wanted to take this, I don't want to call it a vibe, but this just whole concept of religion and God and spirituality and his beliefs and stuff, and he wanted to put it into his new album. I know he was supposed to drop the Yandhi album, and then I don't even think the Yandhi album dropped, but he did let us know that he was dropping the Jesus is King album. So now that the Jesus is King album is out, it's kind of like, okay, so is Kanye gonna live up to, yeah. So there's been so much that kind of led up to this album coming out. Now, first things first is, I told y'all last night at 12 o'clock a.m., the first thing I did was I listened to K. Michelle's new record. So because I was kind of like on this whole new music, spree or whatever, I was just kind of going through all of the new records that dropped at 12. So after I hit K. Michelle's record, I knew I loved it, and I listened to it a couple of times. I listened to Queen Naija. She has a new record out called Good Morning Text. It's okay. But after Queen's song, I was like, oh, Kanye just dropped like a whole new album. It's kind of like been a big thing that he's dropping this whole Jesus is King album. Let me see what's going on with that. So I looked it up on Apple Music and it wasn't there. I searched it in my title, it wasn't there. So then I went on Twitter, because you know, like literally anything that happens in the world, just go on Twitter, it's probably trending already. So I went on Twitter to see, like, you know, what people were saying and, you know, stuff about this whole album or whatever the case may be. And, like, it was #1 trending, Jesus is King, and everyone was talking about how the album didn't come out. So everybody was kind of, like, joking on Kanye, saying, you know, oh, Kanye, he gonna go platinum without dropping an album. Or I was trying to listen to Kanye, or I was trying to play Kanye right now. Kanye played me. It's, like, a whole bunch. If you go on TSR, I actually did, like, a reactions post. So I'm kind of, like, referencing the tweets and stuff that I got from there. But anyway, so yeah, it was just kind of like this big thing, because Kanye said that this album was going to be dropping at midnight on October 25th. It was midnight on October 25th, and everyone else's new music came out except for Kanye. So like literally I woke up and the album still wasn't out. And yeah, so that was kind of the talk of it. It was like Kanye kind of built up this whole momentum for this album. The album didn't drop. Granted, this is not the first time that this has happened. I believe it was the Life of Pablo album where it didn't drop on time, or not all of the songs was on the album. It was something like that. But this is definitely not the first time that, you know, Kanye's new music didn't drop on time. So yeah, he kind of like apologized to fans and stuff in the middle of the night. It was just kind of like he was putting mixes on like 3 of the songs, and that he wasn't gonna go to sleep until it was, you know, the album was out and all this other stuff. So the album didn't come out at 12 a.m., you know, midnight, you know, October 25th, but it did come out at 12 p.m. So, I mean, he still kind of played into, like, the album release date. It just wasn't at the time that, you know, people usually drop, you know, music and stuff. I mean, he's Kanye, I guess. So, yeah, I took a listen to it. I definitely took a listen to it, because definitely with all the hype, all the Sunday service, and, you know, just all of the attention that he's been, you know, drawing to himself, you know, I just kind of wanted to see, all right, what is this about? So first things first is the album is only 27 minutes. I kind of feel like that is a little bit short for an album, but I mean, it is, you know, Kanye, so I mean, he made it work. So yeah, so 27 minutes is the total runtime for the entire album. I'm not going to talk about every record. I'm just going to talk about the records that kind of like stuck out to me. I did kind of want to mention that I didn't want to make fun of him, because a lot of people are making fun of him, and I know this kind of has to deal with his spirituality and, you know, how he feels about like God and stuff. So that's one thing I didn't want to do. I mean, that's how he feels. It's kind of good that, you know, I guess he got to this place within his life and within his career that he wanted to kind of put it on the forefront. So that's first and foremost. But, you know, that's what I kind of went into, the mindset I went into when listening to this album. But Kanye, I don't want to say he lost me, but he definitely made me giggle when I heard the song Closed on Sunday. So I think if there's anything religious that we all know that's closed on Sunday, is Chick-fil-A. And I think someone had made a joke about that, but I didn't think that it was serious until I listened to it. And the main line is, closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A. Closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A. Kanye West, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I don't want to say I ain't take him serious, but I definitely had to, you know, kind of be like, all right, is the rest of this album about to be a little bit, you know, or whatever the case may be. But, definitely, like I said, is filled with, I don't want to say him preaching. I really don't. I really, really don't. But definitely his religious beliefs are obviously throughout this whole album and stuff. I think aside from the Closing Sunday record, Follow God is definitely a song that I can see myself bumping to. Also, the song Water. Water was actually one of the 3 records that he said that he was kind of mixing, and that's why the album kind of dropped late and stuff like that. I don't know how many times I can see myself bumping this album. Maybe, definitely Follow God, probably more than one time, but yeah. I mean, it was, yeah, okay. I don't think I'd have anything else to say about this album. Like, maybe I want to say, I really want to say give it another listen, but I don't know if I really want to give it another listen. I don't know. Maybe if he picks a radio record, just maybe that will kind of get me not on the bandwagon, but just kind of like a little bit more accepting of it. It's okay. It's a good album. I like the message. I like the position he's in. It's just something that hasn't gravitated towards me. So that's pretty much how I feel about Jesus is King. But if you checked out the album, definitely let me know your thoughts. Not saying it's a bad album. It's just something that hasn't resonated with me just yet. But I do love the message and I do love the direction that he's going in. But other than that, those are my 5 hot beats of this week. Hey guys, so I want to thank you for tuning into this week's video. And of course, you know I have to end every single video by reminding you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and share. It would greatly be appreciated. Now y'all know I cannot end this video without giving y'all my song of the week. And I mentioned this as my first beat. And I was serious when I said this my shit. And I am talking about K. Michelle's new record, The Rain. I absolutely love the song. I love the video. Like I mentioned before, I'm definitely getting old K. Michelle vibes. I will definitely be listening to this record repeatedly until I'm sick of it. I cannot wait for her new album to come out. So, song of the week, K. Michelle, The Rain. Once again, I thank you guys for tuning in, and I will check y'all next time. So, bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.